Hey guys, and welcome to a little Thanksgiving vlog. I'm on my way to the store right now to pick up some stuff to make food for Friendsgiving tomorrow. We have a lot going on in the next 2 days, so yeah, let's go to the store and get food. I just got back from the store. I am not actually going to make anything until tomorrow. Today is the day before Thanksgiving. I am going to bake some cookies here like later this afternoon, closer to the evening. But as far as like food goes, I'm just making creamed corn. I'm not gonna make it until tomorrow, so that way it's nice and fresh. I'm just gonna unpack everything and put it all in the fridge and probably sit down and read Songbirds and Snakes because I have been obsessed. I've seen the movie now twice. And I'm going back through my Hunger Games phase and I'm obsessed. So yeah, that's probably what I'll be doing for the next like couple hours or so. One of my favorite things to drink when I'm sick is Sprite and orange juice, and every time that I tell people that, they act like it's such a weird combination, but I've just always grown up on it, and that was something that my mom would always fix for me whenever I was sick. I'm not necessarily sick right now, but I have been struggling with a lot of like sinus stuff. I heard that sinus infections are going around and it is that type of season. So yeah, with all of that, I've been living off of Sprite and orange juice. Hi, Safi. I am gonna address the elephant in the room. Yes, my Christmas decorations are up. For me, I always decorate immediately after Halloween, and it just doesn't feel like Thanksgiving if I don't have my Christmas decorations up, if that makes sense. But I wore kind of a neutral sweater today. I feel like this could go both ways. It could be fall, it could be Christmas, it could be any of the above. But yeah, my Christmas decorations are up. For me, that's just what makes it feel like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving for me is like a pre kind of Christmas, so it doesn't feel like Thanksgiving if my Christmas decorations aren't up. I have been obsessed with this, to say the least. I was going back through my Hunger Games phase, actually oddly enough about the time that this movie was coming out, and I wasn't planning on going to see it. Like, I wanted to go see it, but I wasn't planning on going like opening night or anything, even though I was a massive Hunger Games fan back in like 2014, that whole era. But I was going back through my Hunger Games phase and I was rewatching all of the movies, and I was like, you know what, I really just want to go watch the new one. So I went to the movies. I ended up buying like the AMC A-list stubs thing because it's only $22 a month and I can go see at least 3 movies a week, and I just feel like as long as I see at least 2 movies a month, it pays for itself. So anyways, I ended up sucking it up and buying that. But I went to go see Hunger Games. This was like 3 days ago. It wasn't yesterday, it was the day before, and I went to go see it around noon, and I was absolutely obsessed with it. I love like villain origin stories and like anything that has to do with that kind of stuff. I mean, clearly if my favorite Star Wars character is Vader, I feel like that's just a given. Like, I just love villain origin stories, and so I went into this one thinking that it was gonna be like, without giving away spoilers, I think I thought that it was gonna paint Snow in a lighter light and we were gonna kind of see why he is the way that he is. And in actuality, it just showed that sometimes evil isn't made, it's born. And I don't know, I was obsessed with it. As soon as the movie ended, I ran to Target and I had checked on the app to see if the book was there, because I've never read a Hunger Games book. Like, I love the movies, I'm obsessed with the movies, but I've never read a Hunger Games book. But this movie convinced me to start reading them. So I went to Target, I sprinted there actually, and I had made sure on the app that they had it in stock, and they did. And so I went in and I was like scrolling through the book area and I couldn't find Songbirds and Snakes. I could only find the first Hunger Games, I couldn't find anything else. But I wanted Songbirds and Snakes to start out with, and then I would start making my way through the Hunger Games books. So finally this worker comes over and he's like, hey, he saw that I had been standing there for a while, and he was like, do you need help finding anything? And I said, actually, do you guys have Songbirds and Snakes? And he turned his head to a cart that was full of, like, I'm not even kidding, like 8 or 10 boxes. And he's like, yeah, if it's not over here, I bet that it's in one of those boxes. He's like, just give me a moment and I'll start opening them up. And I was like, no, like, you don't have to. And he's like, no, it's fine. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad because it was like 10 big boxes of books, of nothing but books. And so he came over and he opened them up. God bless this guy. He opened them up one by one, looking through to see if there was Songbirds and Snakes. And of course, the second to last one he opened had Songbirds and Snakes. And so I was very, very appreciative. I thanked him like a million times because I was so grateful, because it said that they were in stock on the app, and so he knew that it was in one of the boxes, and sure enough it was. So anyways, that's the story of how I got my hands on this book. And I am already like a decent amount of the way through. This doesn't look like much, but I'm a very slow reader. I love to read. I'm so slow because I take and savor every word. And so I don't know. I'm just a really slow reader. So considering that I got this not yesterday, but the day before, and I'm already like at least a third of the way in, I would say. Because I'm almost, I have one more chapter and then I'm done with part 1. So I would say that I'm doing pretty good for somebody who is a really slow reader. So now I am gonna sit down, read this book. I am supposed to go to the movies again for the 3rd day in a row. In like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours, we're gonna go see Priscilla. I have not heard any reviews on it. I haven't really seen it advertised much. Now that I have my like AMC A-list stub membership thing, I want to go see some of these movies that I wouldn't regularly see, and Priscilla is one of them because, I mean, y'all know me, I am a massive oh my gosh, there's nothing in this background that screams Elvis. Oh, that's so sad. I was about to start pointing at things, but you can't see anything from the way that my camera is positioned. But directly above you is the Elvis Christmas album on vinyl. I have a whole section over in my record player holder that you can't even see. A whole section that's dedicated to Elvis. I have Elvis coasters that I'm looking at. The huge Elvis poster that you've probably seen in my kitchen. And that's just what I can name off the top of my head that's in this room right now. So anyways, I don't know if y'all remember, but way back when I did my college program, I hadn't even, I had been there for I think 2 days and the Elvis movie came out, and I had made opening night tickets to go see it opening night. I was the youngest person in the movie theater. I'm obsessed with Elvis, and I loved the movie. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this one, but either way, it's one that I wanted to go see. I just love Elvis. What can I say? Alright, I am back. I'm putting on my shoes now. I got some reading done, but I mainly just got distracted on YouTube. Anyways, it's about 5:50 now. The movie's at 6:45. So I'm hoping that traffic is not too bad to get there. And it's not far at all. However, traffic, especially lately with Thanksgiving, has been crazy, and I'm really scared to see how busy Springs is gonna be. So anyways, yeah, I am leaving now to go to the movies. I am so excited. I love going to the movies. I'll give you my movie review as soon as I get back. I just finished the Priscilla movie. I don't have many positive things to say about it. I feel like a horrible person. I'm not a super big fan of Priscilla. So yeah, the movie's kind of what I expected it would be. And yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. I did really like the artisticness of the movie. The way that certain shots were filmed, I liked that a lot. But it just seemed very anticlimactic. And it seemed like they were trying to make scenes more, what's the word? They tried to make scenes more like eventful than what they were, if that makes sense. But Jacob Elordi, wonderful. Obviously Austin Butler is just the best Elvis. But yeah, it was okay. Now I can say that I've seen it. And I can still say that I'm not a huge fan of Priscilla. But anyways, I got home like 5 minutes ago or so. So I'm just gonna put something on TV and I'm gonna start baking cookies because I have a whole batch to make and it is 9:45. I should have gotten coffee. Maybe I'll put on The Chosen. I've been really into The Chosen lately. And let's go bake cookies. Welcome to my kitchen. I thought that it was fitting that I put on Elvis on the TV and I have my massive Elvis poster behind me. So if you don't believe me that I'm an Elvis fan, I don't know of many other people that have an Elvis poster in their kitchen. I am trying to find the recipe now. I'm gonna make chocolate chip cookies. It is my great grandmother's recipe. I know that I have it somewhere. Aha! I found it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and preheat the oven and then we are going to, oh, I'm gonna have to plug in my phone. Maybe I should write this down on a piece of paper. So I know I'm gonna need a larger mixing bowl over here and then a medium-ish sized one. Obviously measuring cup. I don't know what all I'm gonna need from up here. I have my vanilla extract. If I'm forgetting something, like if I'm out of an ingredient, that is gonna be tough. Change every 30 days. Well, that's tough because I've had this one for a while. So I may have to call my mother. Flour all the way up here. Oh my gosh, I'm not tall enough. I need a stepping stool for my kitchen. We're gonna figure this out together because I feel like I'm missing something. Hold on, let me call my mother. Okay, I called my mother. It's okay to use baking soda after it's been open for more than 30 days. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on this. I don't really know how this angle is. You can see the king and that's really all that matters. Oh my gosh, I almost just closed out of it. Oh my gosh, okay. Let me move all of this around. Let's just cook on top of this stuff, why not? Welcome to Baking with Jocelyn. All right, aluminum foil. That we're gonna need for later, remind me. I love baking, actually. This is one of my favorite pastimes. I try not to do it too often. Like I try to really just save it for Christmas time, but it is something that I thoroughly enjoy. Granted, I really just bake cookies and that's it. I'm not like a cake baker or anything. Or like bread. Oh my gosh, I would love to know how to make bread. Okay, that's gonna be next on my list because I just feel like homemade bread would be so good. I also like cooking, but there's just something about baking that's a bit more soothing, if that makes sense, like a bit more satisfying. Most of this stuff actually, this is so bad, but most of the stuff that I'm using to bake I bought on my college program last year, so it's like a year old. It is what it is. But yeah, last year I was going through a massive depression this time last year, and the only thing that could help me somewhat get through it was baking, just because this is something that my mom does every Christmas season, and so for me it just felt like a little piece of home anytime that I would bake. So I tried to bake quite often, and I did. I baked a lot of cookies. You can talk to anybody who knew me this time last year. I was baking a lot of cookies. But yeah, all of this stuff I bought on my college program last year. Measuring cups, mixing bowls, pretty much all of these ingredients. Some of them are more fresh, but almost all of these. But yeah, I just went to Walmart one night because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna bake some cookies. back in my college program, and I spent, I want to say like, let's just say I spent a lot of money. Okay, I can't remember the exact amount, but it was more than I had at the time. On mixing bowls, mixing cups. Like, I had nothing of that sort. Spent a lot of money, got all of this stuff, and I've been baking ever since. Yeah, next time I bake, I'm gonna have to go get more Crisco because I'm pretty much using it all on this. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna change this up. I'm gonna need the, yeah, okay, bigger bowl. I don't know what I was doing. There we go. So cute. Okay, so there's that. Sugar. Let's see. There's the sugar. Cream shortening sugar. Add slightly beaten egg, vanilla, and blend. Oh shoot! I'm gonna need another bowl. How many eggs? 2 eggs. We can do this. Oh my gosh! I forgot to start the stove. This is such a mess. 375. There we go. Vanilla. I did just buy this like last week, so I was gonna make cookies last week, and then I did not. I just love baking. This is so satisfying. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It smells like Christmas. Christmas in a bowl. That is exactly what this smells like. Does anybody else make snow cream like when it snows? Which obviously I don't do right now because I live in Orlando and it does not snow. But when it would snow at home, we would always make snow cream. Like, does anybody else do that? Because that was so good. So now I'm gonna add this in. Ooh. Alright, now this is the fun part. And I get to add in 2.5 cups of flour. I already put up all the other ingredients just because I didn't need them anymore. All that's left is all of this. And I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in. This thing is my best friend. So now we just slowly start to mix this in. Alright, that's enough for right now. To think that last year when I did this, I did not have an electric whisker. And so I was doing all of this by hand and it was so painful. Oh my gosh, I just remember I was in so much pain. We are just gonna go for it. Because why not? The only thing left is to add in the bag of chocolate chip cookies, which I was saving for last. And then we're gonna start putting these on the baking sheet. And there we go, just like that, bowl of cookie dough. So this is my lonesome little baking sheet. This is such a mess. So what I'm gonna do, I've washed my hands. I'm just gonna put these in little balls. Now I can't remember how much I was putting them in for, because I don't like the bottoms to be super burnt. 6 to 7 minutes. We're gonna do 6 and see how they look. I'll start it as soon as I put them in. I should probably get a glove for this, but it's okay. 6 minutes, set the timer. Let's see how they turn out. Alright, that was really, really quick. What am I doing? I have to pull out my oven mitt. Alright. So good. Oh my goodness. Y'all can't smell it through the camera, but they smell so good. Just look. Just admire. Alright, let me get the spatula. I gotta start scooping these off. Okay. Let me angle it this way for right now. So I'm gonna have to start scooping these off one way or another. These smell absolutely amazing. I hope that they taste good. Now, let's come over here and try a cookie. This one's upside down. These look so good. I know that they're gonna be hot because they're already burning my hands, but that's okay. They're so good. One of my favorite parts of Christmas is baking cookies, and these are just so good. Good morning. Welcome back to my kitchen. It is no surprise to anyone that I overslept this morning because that's how it's been going. So I had a slower start this morning, but I watched the Thanksgiving Day parade in bed, so it's okay. Now, I mean, you can probably read the time over here. It's like 10:45. So I have to put the corn together. I am running just a little bit behind. So yeah, the corn should not take me very long at all. It's just a matter of once it gets in the crock pot, it has to sit there for like 4 hours. So I need to go ahead and do that. So yeah, good morning, happy Thanksgiving. Let's make some corn. While I wait for the corn, I think I'm gonna try to take some pictures with Sapphire, just some Thanksgiving pictures, and then I'll probably FaceTime my family. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm kind of just chilling right now. I need to get myself a Coke so I can wake up. I just took pictures with my cat. Some cute little Thanksgiving pictures as she's now laying on my legs. And yeah, the 3-hour mark was up already for the corn. So I just went over there and all I had to do was mix it, and then it still needs to sit in there for like another hour or so. I am so ready for some good food tonight. I have been sitting here watching YouTube. Something that might be kind of weird, but like also, I don't know, maybe other people do this, but for some reason, ghost stories get me in the mood for like winter/Christmas. And maybe that's just me, and I don't really know why I'm like that. But like listening to a good ghost story just like really puts me in the mood for like winter time. I thought that I was gonna read some Hunger Games, and I still might, because I don't have to leave for another like few hours. I just gave Safi her little Christmas dinner. Now I am putting on my shoes and I'm getting ready to leave. I am bringing my Yeti with water and lemon just because I don't know what is gonna be there to drink. I feel like nobody talks about water with lemon, but that is like, I think that's become one of my favorite things to drink. I think we're ready to go have Friendsgiving. Hey y'all, this is future Jocelyn here, realizing that I never filmed an outro, so that's so fun. Thank you guys for watching. Happy late Thanksgiving, almost Christmas by the time that you're seeing this. Thanksgiving overall, I love Thanksgiving. I love that holiday. It's just so much fun. For me, it's like a little pre-Christmas, so it's very like, I don't know, I just love getting together with people and eating a bunch of food. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace and love.